move an attack order, right? So now the zealots are very nicely soaking up the initial damage. And I moved the army a bit forward so the sentries could also attack. Okay, it wasn't a perfect engagement, so let's try this again. And this one is just the zealot. So I only need to hold double, that's it. Sentries go back, an attack order is being issued, and I move my army up close so that the sentries would shoot also. Okay, I think that's was a good engagement. However, sometimes these movings forward don't tend to be good enough. Alright, so he won. It says it's blue, but it looks yellow to me though. In any case, let's reset that and go for a different unit. So previously I went for the zealots. Let's go for Archons. Alright, now I'm pulling these behind and we can attack. So now the Archons are the thing here, and they should soak up just a little bit more damage than otherwise the zealots would, and they should kind of give me more time, right? But even with more time, they didn't give me much. You see, the problem here is that the Archons are very kind of huge units. In turn, they don't end up kind of well. So what happens basically is that if I call in more Archons instead of zealots, they stand in the front, and my units in the back are not shooting because these Archons are so huge. And that is a major problem. Alright, now if I, on the other hand, call in the zealots,
not enough energy,
then it's just a little bit different because the zealots are not taking up that much space and my units are able to shoot much faster than otherwise. Another problem with coming up closer to the enemy is that if I move closer to the enemy is also able to shoot at me much better. You see, their back units are shooting at me also. So basically, it could be potentially that coming closer to the enemy is more lethal for me, worse for me I mean, than otherwise it would have been. In any case, look at that, it's 1100 twice, and it looks like with the Archons the enemy was still getting a better deal there. Alright, so let's attack them with the Immortals as being at the front. Let's see if that does makes a difference. You see, Immortals differently than from Zealots or Archons are actually shooting from a distance. And it gets me 1000. Nothing too much. an interesting thing here if I would call in stalkers. Oh no, oh no, oh no. He destroyed them, unfortunately. What if I would call in additional stalkers? Let's see. And it gives me 2 additional stalkers, surprisingly.
Not enough energy.
And that ends up being a hell of a lot of stalkers. And let's attack. Now, oh, I can come in closer. Alright. That was so far the best option that I've got. I'm not sure why. Maybe the stalkers just are a better.
Not enough energy.
Damage taker, damage soaker. So I got everybody together like that. Everybody shooting. And it looks like once again the stalkers helped out a little bit more. Now let's try this with adepts. You see, adepts are not going to charge in the enemy. Also, and that was a better result also. Let's try this with the depths, but
not enough energy.
This time I'll try to walk everybody forward a little bit more. So now with these I can walk everybody forward. However, this, I think, makes my enemy better. You see, I do have a range advantage, and I think that's exactly what gives me an advantage. In any case, it has never been a better score. So, you see, if I'm going to walk my troops forward, it's not gonna be better for me.
Not enough energy.
So sometimes, if I don't have numerical superiority, it's probably best not to walk the troop forward, because his units will walk behind also. You see, his units are moving behind. And if I have the range advantage, then it does give me an advantage, definitely. So what else I could use? What about an oracle? That's 160 though. Not much. A war present 180. Also the same phoenixes 180. Then a Voidre 250. And Disruptor 200. Not much. 2 of these 106 in total. And these are good for nothing anyway. And as you can see, without any additional damage present, additional kind of damage blocks present, the hydralisks are able to tear apart my units. 1400. Alright. Now. What else I could try? Let's try to go for the force fields, trying to kind of look at that, trying to split their forces. That wasn't so bad at all. Let's try to do this again. So, just like that. And it looks like that won't work out well for me either. What else could I try? Maybe I'll try to wall off like that. Create a much bigger force field so that the units wouldn't be able to shoot behind the force field. And look at that result, 700 left for them. And that's what I'm talking about right here. So there are still 2 choke points here instead of 1. And the force fields are not going to stay here forever. And it's still 700. This time I've created 1 entry. And I'm blasting them for some time. And this is going to be the best result. Almost died. 300 left. So what I did here is I created a force field that would allow only a small batch of hydralisks to actually kind of move through.
Not enough energy.
And they would actually all have to go through the choke one over here. So it wasn't really done the way I intended it, though. And these kind of things would end up needing some practice, though. Obviously here it just disappeared. So I'm not sure just how to do this perfectly. But the idea here is to just make it that there's a very tiny entry here, and as you can see, range 6 is allowing me to shoot them out, and that's what this is all about. But here it didn't really help at all. So what I did the last time, I think I created a sort of a ball here, and I think this ball is a very good idea also. It kind of splits enemy forces into 2, and it will just simply force them to retreat with some additional losses. Oh, look at that! Here we are. We were doing quite a bit of unnecessary damage. In any case, as you can see, sometimes the results can be much better. One of the hydraulics here got trapped. So what would I need in this army? I think personally I would just simply need a couple of High Templar, and that would pretty much be it. So what I would do is I would go for a bunch of zealots, and I would order everybody to attack, and I would hit a bunch of storms into them, and it would be all over. So with the storms, it's doable. Now let's try to not use sentry abilities and just attack them and use storms to attack them. Yeah, storms alone are a superb unit. So 1200 survived. In any case, otherwise it would be 900. I'm not sure why is that. Probably my storms didn't land as well. Alright, so now 1100, but previously I did had a bunch of zealots here worked in that had to soak up some additional damage. Damn, it's a little bit lagging. Done. 1050. In any case, that's kind of a bit weird that the damage soaker isn't kind of giving me the result that I want. In any case, I'm gonna get a bunch of stalkers then first. I'm going to issue an attack order, and I'm going to blast them with storms. Now it looks like we have gained what I wanted. So basically, calling in on stalkers is giving me the best, the very best thing here. Not calling in on the zealots. Okay. Look at that. That was awesome though. Also. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to make some adjustments to the keys. And I'm gonna go for a sentry. And gonna change things here up a little bit. And I'm not sure what did I click there. In any case, I'm just gonna do this again. So basically that W, that A. Or maybe that D, that A. No, the Guardian Shield is D. So you can be D, you can be A. Probably I would use the Zealot more often. That can be E fine. Alright.